Well, Micah. Empty it up. What do you want for breakfast, Micah? Hot cereal, cold cereal?
Cold.
Cold cereal, you got it. See you downstairs.
I have a Canadian quarter. I don't have an American quarter. I just wait for the bus and it comes, and then I go to Pontiac, then wait for that bus, and then head to school.
How long does it take?
From here to Pontiac, I probably get there around 8:20, and then do it till like 8:50 or 9 for the 7:56, and then I head to Oakland. I'll probably get there around 9:20 or like 9:22
How long have you been doing that?
for the last 3 years.
Was it hard to figure it out?
It was hard for the first time, but after that I got fine into it. I wanted to go to college because my dad went, my papa went, my cousins went, and I just had a dream because that's what kids do after they graduate high school, go to college and do college things.
Micah's teacher, Sharon Burke, who I referred to as the teacher I waited my whole life for, she went with Micah and Rich to a college night at a school that served kids with learning disabilities. So they had various universities representatives there talking about, what their university's program was. And Sharon connected with someone from Oakland University and said, we have a young man with a cognitive impairment, which is different than a learning disability.
I always knew that Micah was interested in post-secondary education, specifically going to college. He would talk about that all the time, and he was talking about that since he was in elementary school. So everybody always knew that. You don't expect to hear that from students with cognitive impairments. Unfortunately, you don't expect to. And some people, even when they hear it, question it, but he always made that very clear.
It never occurred to me that Micah would come to college, because I thought about college as this is what you do to get an advanced degree of some kind. And then the more I read and the more I talked to Rick and Janice about things, they started talking about life choices and what's age appropriate. And if most 17 and 18-year-old people that they knew were able to go on to public colleges, why wasn't Micah able to do that? And that argument started to make a lot of sense to me.
Students with disabilities who reach a post-high school age but who aren't able to earn a high school diploma are still entitled to educational services through the public schools and through the Oakland Intermediate School District.
We teach over 150 courses every semester here, and there are a lot of teachers that are working with this department. So that meant that we were able to provide places where Micah could be what they called a guest student, meaning that he wasn't actually in the courses for grades, but that he participated as any other member of the class. And that's worked out really well. I think he's been in about 6 of our courses, maybe more.
So when we say short declarative statements, do they have to be full sentences?
No. They don't have to be full sentences?
Home Alone 1 or 2?
One.
Home Alone 1. What's your thesis statement?
It's a good family film.
Okay, it's a good family film. All right.
Micah took my group dynamics and communication course. I may have modified it somewhat, but not so significantly that he couldn't do it. For example, he had to take his midterm exam orally, but he received the third highest grade in the class. So he answered the same questions that everyone else did.
What's another thing that they do? When we talked about Home Alone, we said it's both fun and
Scary.
so parents try to do what? Keep you what?
Safe. Alright, it's done.
No, it isn't. Now you have to write the statement. Do you understand?
Okay.
Write the statement now. If you have any questions, you let me know.
Thank you. Bye. Have a nice weekend. Thanks. This is Oakland University, and here's where I take my classes and where I have my job site. Wait, watch out. Hi. I like check in first, and then I see what they need help with and stuff. And then I sometimes clean the boards, and I can show you what I do sometimes, and then go from there.
Hey, Micah.
Hello.
Hi, Michael.
Hi.
Good, Michael.
Good.
You coming to work, huh?
Yeah.
Take care of these.
Sure.
Sign in.
In that place, before you put something on here, like a flight or something, you have to stamp it to know it's a good thing to have on here. That's the stamp.
All of the students in this group are perfectly capable of moving around the campus, going to class, are members of various clubs, they participate in social activities, they go to the basketball games, they eat lunch in the Oakland Center, and all of these things are working to the benefit of both the individual with a disability and for the general population who comes to recognize that we can all support each other in a way without having to be threatened by individuals who might seem a little different from ourselves.
Here's the cafeteria. And here's where I eat lunch sometimes.
I'm a social worker with Macomb Oakland Regional Center. Micah is a client of mine, and our agency works with increasing independence for developmentally disabled adults and children, and advocating for their rights in their community.
And then, can we pick 3 days to meet next month?
We sure can.
And I can share them with my teacher.
Nate and Amanda are community living support staff, and what community living support staff is that they basically support our clients in community-based activities that increase their level of independence, give them a sense of belonging. We chose to have staff from Oakland University because Micah spent so much of his time there. So to have students, fellow students that can actually work with him on campus activities gives him a sense of belonging at school. Nate and Amanda were just talking about the first two Thursdays of the month. Did Amanda talk to you about that?
Because I have.
It was kind of hard the first couple of weeks. And like I just felt like weird or like kind of like saying, I'm paying them to take me to a college basketball game and like I like should just have them just like take me for fun, but they probably like the cash and it's probably like a nice thing to like have someone to hang out with than having my parents drive me all the way out there and then wait until the game is over to have them take me home and stuff.
Basically, we did Micah's plan of service meeting last month. So I always meet with the staff the following month to do a little bit of training on goals, show them what our expectations are of what they need to be documenting and what they need to be doing with Micah, so that I can kind of keep track of where he is in terms of the goals we've set up. And these are the goals here that we pretty much went over today, and it was increasing community social integration, and also his reading program, improving his reading skills.
It does surprise people when they learn that Micah can't read. He's very conversant and public speaking, and he asks thoughtful questions of people, but they're amazed that he doesn't read.
He
but
listens to the radio, he listens to the news, he listens to the computer, so he knows about the world.
Right.
I like speaking to the computer, and sometimes it comes out good, and sometimes it comes out like in poetry. Rachel, thank you for coming next Friday to the Student Leadership Retreat.
Thank you for coming next Friday to this Student Leadership Retreat.
Retreat. Retreat.
Retreat. Copy. Paste. Hi, Rachel. Thank you for coming next Friday to this Student Leadership Retreat.
Some of the times I just copy words from my email to another email.
So tell me what you did with retreat.
I saw the word up. I saw like the word up there, and I just and like I just copied it. What? I know. Alright, I will talk to you later. Right. I'm going to see my friend, my friend Amanda, and we're going to hang out.
So she's at home with the
Baby mice.
right. See, look at the picture. Hungry. What is it?
Huh?
What is that? That's the word we already said.
Hungry?
Mm-hmm.
Mice.
No.
Mother. Mice. Mother. Mouse.
Mouse. Right.
Thank you. Father. Mouse. Brave. Father. Mice.
Mouse.
Mouse.
So you learned a new word today, which is the word brave, right?
All the places. Yeah. Go. You.
More.
Moving. Mountains.
when Michael was in first grade, he was in what was called the opportunity room, which was a segregated classroom. And he was mainstreamed in for art and gym class. And he came home one day, and this is a true story, and he said, I want to go in the same door as all my other friends. Because when he was in special ed, he went in a different, door. And that said it all.
I just felt like it's great hanging out with other special ed kids, but I just like hanging out with other kids that don't have special needs.
It's good for other students to have the experience, the privilege of having a student like Micah in their class, because he's their peer, he's their neighbor, he's a community member. If nothing else, it's showing that everyone is important to us. Everyone belongs.
Circle of Friends is a group that started in I think third grade, and it's kids who got picked to hang out with me.
Circle of Friends was a small group of typical students who were going to work together to help Micah be included in the normal everyday curriculum of a public school. And we set out by just meeting once a week and discussing what Micah was doing that week, what he was going to do the next week, if he needed help and where he needed help and who and how they would help him. And it actually evolved into where we weren't just a support group for Micah, we were a support group for each other.
I can't say I had any situations where a teacher didn't feel confident that they could have him in the class. And he had a paraprofessional, he had support, and that's a school staff person, but we also had a link program, and that's a program where students in the school would earn credit by providing support.
I met Oliver in my sophomore year of high school. He was a senior, I was a sophomore, and he just got picked to be a link student. He always says that he only has 4 friends that still call him, and I'm one of the friends on his list.
Micah and Oliver would speak on the phone on a regular basis when he was in school, in college. Micah went up to visit him at college, and then most recently went to Chicago on his own. Took the plane from Detroit to Chicago, and Oliver picked him up at the airport, and they spent a number of days together. And Oliver is now a teacher who has a special education student in his classroom, as well as a great picture of Micah in his classroom.
When I gave Micah a senior picture, I said, hey, you have taught me so much. And you may not realize how much you've taught me, but you've taught me a ton. We're here today 4 or 5 years later, and Micah's in my classroom as I'm a teacher. We've remained friends throughout this time period. I went into this looking for easy credit, and I left it gaining a very close friend, a best friend. Mike and I are a product of what inclusive education is. I think we're a product of what it's meant to be. We're still friends, and Micah's friends with some people that I know still. Perhaps, I don't know, Micah, are you friends with anybody from that freshman science class?
No.
You're not, but you're friends with me still. And I think that's what it is right there, is this LINKS program, this inclusive education program worked, and the fact that I am Micah's friend now, and we can spend time together, we'll talk on the phone. Micah has taught me to love and accept everybody. He does that to every single person. I've never seen Micah not love somebody. He'll say hi. We were just walking through Target, and we're walking by somebody, and Micah says hi to him. And I noticed that, because I know that there's so many of my friends that would never do that. That would never say hi to somebody that they never knew. And Micah continues to do those things. And that challenges me to be friendly, to say hi, to love everybody I see.